It's raining heavily, visibility is nearly impossible, and the track looks like a smooth ice sheet. These conditions turn races into chaos, but it's an opportunity for a few drivers to shine. Welcome back to DRS Speed Hunters, your ultimate destination for everything related to Formula One. Today we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating topics in the motorsports world. Who are the best F1 drivers in wet weather? From the breathtaking overtakes to outstanding and miraculous saves, join us as we explore the wet weather gods of F1 and what sets them apart from the other drivers. Before we jump into this gas-packed world, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and drop your favorite race weather in the comments. Now, the art of racing in the rain isn't just about who the fastest is. It's about razor-sharp precision, intuition, and ridiculous bravery. Rain resets and levels the playing field. The fastest car is not always the one that wins. And here, a driver's pure skill and talent comes to the surface. Drivers have to navigate poor grip, unpredictable chances of aquaplaning, and rapidly changing weather conditions, all while racing at incredible speeds exceeding 200 kilometers an hour. So let's talk about what defines a great wet weather driver. Car control, his ability to manage the car's traction and balance in unpredictable conditions. Mental drive and perseverance. Wet races often involve and require intense concentration for extended periods. Good instinct and adaptability. Great wet weather drivers know how to react and adapt to changes in the road faster than their rivals. Here's some all-time legends of the wet weather. First, Ayrton Senna. For other drivers, rain can be a challenging equalizer, but for Ayrton Senna, the rain was never an obstacle. It was his stage to greatness. From his jaw-dropping drive in Monaco to his historic lap at Donington Park, often referred to as the Lap of the Gods, Senna redefined what it means to be a rainmaster and a legend. The 1984 Monaco Grand Prix. Driving a Toleman, a 24-year-old Ayrton Senna was in his rookie season with a small team in a car that was significantly inferior to the competition. Starting 13th on the grid, Senna cut through the field with surgical precision. Senna was overtaking experienced drivers with ease, while others struggled to stay on the track. With stunning car control, Senna stormed through the pack in the torrential rain, finishing second and almost beating Alain Prost. The 1993 European Grand Prix at Donington Park. Known as one of the greatest laps in F1 history, Senna, now a three-time world champ, driving for McLaren, overtook Michael Schumacher, Karl Wendlinger, Damon Hill, and Alain Prost to take the lead in the opening lap in heavy rain. Senna went on to dominate that race, winning by over a minute. But it was that first lap that cemented his legacy in F1 as the ultimate rain master. Here's why he's the best. Senna's ability to find grip in conditions where others struggle and the confidence in his skills were the things that allowed him to push limits. Senna was a master at adjusting his driving style to suit any condition or unexpected weather shifts, and that's what made the difference. Number 2, Michael Schumacher. Now, for other drivers, a slick track, it's a horrible nightmare, but for Michael Schumacher, it's nothing but the perfect stage to showcase his skill. From his unforgettable dominance in Spain to his remarkable brilliance in Monaco, Schumacher is undoubtedly one of the greatest wet drivers in F1 history. Here's some key moments. The 1996 Spanish Grand Prix. In one of the wettest races ever at Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, the Ferrari-driving Schumacher delivered one of the most dominant performances in F1 history. Winning by over 45 seconds in a car that wasn't the fastest on the grid, most drivers struggled just to keep their cars on the track. But Michael Schumacher stood out above all. 1997 Monaco Grand Prix. A dry track at Monaco, and it's always challenging, but a wet track is even more dangerous. The tight corners, narrow streets, and lack of runoff areas at Monaco make it one of the most dangerous circuits in F1. Schumacher stood out in this race, building a strategic lead early on, knowing the importance of track position in the rain. While others hesitated and stumbled in these conditions, Schumacher secured a very dominant victory on the wet track. But what made Schumacher so special? Well, Schumacher. He could control his car with outstanding precision and accuracy. While others hesitated, he always found the perfect balance between aggression and caution, making bold moves that others wouldn't ever attempt. Schumacher was a master of adjusting to changing conditions. Whether it was a sudden rainstorm or a gradually drying track, he often turned challenging conditions into opportunities to outclass his rivals. Number 3, Lewis Hamilton. Racing in the rain creates legends, and Lewis Hamilton has consistently demonstrated why he stands among the greatest. From his breakout domination at Silverstone in 2008 to his more recent triumphs, Lewis Hamilton has mastered the art of extraordinary wet weather racing, earning him a spot among F1's all-time greats. Here's some key moments. The 2008 British Grand Prix. Torrential rain had turned the iconic circuit at Silverstone into a slippery mess, and most drivers were struggling to keep their cars on the track. Hamilton, driving for McLaren, was in just his second season in F1. Starting fourth on the grid, Hamilton put on a wet weather masterclass. By the end of the race, he had lapped all but 2 cars in the treacherous rain, which is a rare achievement in modern F1. The victory at Silverstone that day, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. At just 23 years old, Hamilton had cemented his status as not just a rising star, but a future legend of the sport. The 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix. The Interlagos circuit in Brazil is notorious for its unpredictable weather, and the 2016 race was not going to be an exception. A heavy rain led to multiple safety cars and red flags, creating a race filled with drama. In the midst of chaos, Hamilton went on to deliver one of the most controlled performances of his career. Leading from the pole, he maintained his calm under pressure, managing his tires and avoiding pitfalls that saw many rivals caught out. The 2020 Turkish Grand Prix presented a unique challenge. The track, newly resurfaced, had almost no grip, and to make matters worse, it was raining, adding another layer of difficulty on the already unfamiliar track. Hamilton took this as just another opportunity to shine. He proceeded to demonstrate his skill, patiently working his way through the field and managing his tires to perfection. While others were struggling to adapt to these unpredictable conditions, Hamilton was thriving. He took the lead and eventually won by over half a minute, securing his 7th World Championship and tying Michael Schumacher's record, a fitting conclusion to a masterful display of wet weather driving. Here's the edge that Hamilton brings. A perfect combination of talent meets experience. Hamilton's ability to find grip in even the worst conditions is unparalleled. Combined with his experience of over 15 years, he's mastered the art of driving in the rain, managing his tires in mixed conditions, and making calm, calculated decisions, making him one of the best rain drivers in modern F1. Number 4, Sebastian Vettel. Monza, Italy in 2008, 21-year-old Sebastian, in a car that no one expected to win, takes on Formula One's fastest and bravest in the pouring rain, and comes out on top. Here's some key moments. The 2008 Italian Grand Prix, Monza. Known for its passionate fans and extreme drama, it hits fans and drivers alike with an unexpected twist. A persistent rain that turned the track into a slippery challenge. Big names like Hamilton, Raikkonen, and Alonso struggled to find their rhythm in this race. Driving for Toro Rosso at the time, a team often considered a midfield contender, Vettel secured his first ever win in the pouring rain. Vettel placed his Toro Rosso in pole position, becoming the youngest pole sitter in F1 history at that time. While seasoned veterans battled to keep their cars on the track, Vettel drove with a level of maturity and precision beyond his experience. Lap after lap, he maintained a flawless rhythm, navigating the difficult conditions with remarkable ease. When Vettel crossed the line to take the checkered flag, he not only won the race, he made history. At 21 years and 74 days old, he became the youngest driver ever to win a Formula One Grand Prix. The fact that he did it in the rain, driving a Toro Rosso, made it an even more legendary moment. And number 5, Max Verstappen. A young racing prodigy stunned the world with a breathtaking drive in Brazil in 2016. Sliding, overtaking, and outrightly defying physics, Verstappen displayed a mastery in the wet, which flashed the whole world a glimpse into the future of Formula One greatness. Here's some key moments. The 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix. The downpour was one for the ages. The Interlagos was soaked and visibility was near zero. For most drivers, the goal was just simple: survive. But for this young Red Bull driver, it was the perfect stage to unleash his talent. Despite slippery conditions, he fearlessly pushed on, making bold moves on drivers like Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel. But it was in the final stages of the race that Verstappen truly stole the show. After a late pit stop found him in 16th, most people assumed that his podium hopes were over. But in a jaw-dropping display of incredible skill and bravery, Verstappen overtook car after car on the slippery track. His moves around the outside in turn 3 were so daring that even the commentators couldn't believe what they were seeing. When the checkered flag waved, Verstappen had climbed from 16th to 3rd, securing a podium finish and earning himself comparisons to some of the greatest wet weather drivers in F1 history. The 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix. Almost a decade later, Verstappen once again proved his mastery in the wet. Starting from 17th, many doubted his chances on a rainy day in Brazil. But Verstappen used the tricky conditions to his advantage. He performed flawless controls, making calculated overtakes and leveraging every opportunity that came his way. His pace was flawless, and with each lap, he carved his way through the track. By the time the checkered flag fell, Verstappen had clinched a remarkable victory, showcasing yet again why he's considered one of the greatest wet weather drivers in F1 history. What made Verstappen so spectacular? Well, at just 19 years old, Verstappen demonstrated a fearlessness that's rare even among elite racers. Rain races, often about caution, found Verstappen pushing the limits. His confidence in the car and his own abilities allowed him to make moves others wouldn't dare. Now here's why wet weather races are so special. Wet weather races are the ultimate wild card. When the rain falls, it levels the playing field. The fastest cars, they don't always win, and the most unlikely drivers can find themselves in the spotlight. Wet races bring unpredictability and drama, creating some of the most memorable moments in F1 history. Some of F1's greatest drivers built their legacies on wet weather performances. Ayrton Senna became the Rain Master because of his ability to dominate in impossible conditions. It's not just the drivers who face the challenge. Wet weather races put the teams to the ultimate test as well. Pit crews and engineers, they have to adapt on the go, making split-second decisions about tire changes and pit stop timing. And there you have it, the legends of wet weather racing in Formula One. They're the exact reason that wet weather races are the beating heart of Formula One drama. Whether it's Senna's magic, Schumacher's precision, or Hamilton's dominance, rain races define the true legends of the sport. And these drivers have redefined what's possible in the rain. Who do you think is the greatest wet weather driver of all time? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't leave without hitting that like button and subscribe to DRS Speed Hunters and share this video with your fellow F1 fans. Until next time, stay dry, stay fast, stay fearless, and keep hunting for speed.